G'day, ladies and gents, and welcome to the Thunder League Chaffee. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take out the M24 Chaffee, but this is a special Chaffee. This Chaffee gets an APCR round, but more importantly, this Chaffee gets really, really nice camouflages. The Chaffee that we are talking about, of course, is the Thunder League Chaffee. So, obviously you may want to know where you get it from. Now, for me, personally, I got the M24 Chaffee Thunder League from a little drop that was you could get on a stream. Now, if you guys don't remember, a couple of years ago there was an esports season of War Thunder, like a competitive 7 versus 7 tanks and planes. And this is just before the British tanks were released. And they had a prize pool, they had proper prize money, and they had special tanks that they were giving away. The first E100 tournament, the P51A, the BF109E7U2, the Panther T5, and finally, the Thunder League Chaffee. Now, a lot of people seem to look over the Chaffee and go, oh, it's a 3.3 tank, it's nothing, you know, it's just got a 75, it's got 20 mils of armor, you can pen it with a Whirlwind. But one of the things that they overlook is that gun. Now, you'll see me in this video putting the gun to absolute use, but every gun needs to be on a good chassis, and of course, the M24 has an amazing chassis. Look how quick I'm going on sand, nonetheless. I'm making my way up. It's not blisteringly fast, but it's it's a little bit quicker than a Panzer IV. It's quicker than a T-34, and you can get into interesting positions really, really quickly. This is perhaps one of my favorite spots on Sinai to get into, and you can see from here I can deny the push onto the central cap, and I can also deny brawling routes and act as a little bit of a flanker to those who want to contest that little overpass there. So, well, that little pass, rather. So, what I'm doing is I'm trying to do that right now. I can see my team is dying again. My team just seems to love dying in that spot. But there we go. There's a little Pastor Boy. Say goodbye to him. Don't need no Pastor Boy here. And I spotted the Panzer IV just in case he gets away so I can shoot him through the building. But I don't need to, because the reload on the gun is good enough. And I'm putting that beautiful APHE shell to use, and it's just working out beautifully. So now I'm actually behind the enemy's front and they don't see me. I poke out, go for that Panzer IV, and with the stabilizer I can actually get the shot on before he can. And I'm guaranteed a kill. There goes a Stug. I'm already going nuts. I'm going absolute ham. I push out a little bit further because I see there was something on the minimap, and there goes a little Semovente. I am basically cleaning up the whole tree, and there's another Semovente that missed me somehow. And yeah, just pop him too, like nothing. Like absolutely nothing. Now, this part of the match is where I get a little bit like, I don't really know what to do. Do I push and flank around? Do I wait for them to push? So I try to get a little angle and see if I can shoot through that way, but the tank's profile is just a little bit too low. So I try maybe climb up on the rock, but the rock's too steep. I try and get a shot on those two guys because they're denying a whole push from the tanks like the Valentine you can see back there. And there we go. There's a little spook for you. Did you see the Chihei in the corner? He's going to come around, but I have a stabilizer. I get the shot off. He donks it into the wall, and I get a nice kill on the Chihei. Panzer III doesn't even fucking notice me. Doesn't see me. Blind German teams. What do you know? It's incredible. And there's another Pastor Boy. They always come back for more, I guess. So, there we go. Lots of kills straight away. Putting a good flanking route to use, surprising the enemy, and using your good gun on good side shots, and you can get a lot of good kills that way. I've denied an entire, I've almost denied an entire take of that capture point. That is how powerful the Chaffee can be. And the fact that I've got one, that's one, rare, two, comes with cool camos. You can see the camo that I'm using is, I believe it's the Arcade Esports one. But there are over 10 camouflages, so, you can't go wrong. It's a beautiful tank, and it's at rank 3 too. So if you guys want to complete those tasks, and, do your summer events or your winter events, this tank is fantastic for it, because it gets down tiers, it doesn't face stuff that you can't really kill, with the exception of maybe the KV-1E and the KV-1B, but they're only in severe up tiers, and hopefully you'll never get them. But it also has a fairly decent lineup. You have the 105 Sherman, you have the Stuarts for backup, you're just shy of the M10, so unfortunately you can't use that, but you have got some really good CAS planes too. You've got the PV-2D. If you don't have the PV-2D, you can use the Helldiver, you can use the Dauntless, you can use the Avenger if you want, you can use the A20, the A20G, you can use the A36. You've got 50 caliber rifles, machine guns. That's what I meant. I meant 50. Yeah, you get what I'm saying, right? You get 50 caliber machine guns at your battle rating. And if you strap the ground target belts, you can actually do really good work. It's incredible how much pen those 50 caliber machine guns have, as opposed to the rifle caliber ones, so the 7.62s or the 5. We don't have 5.56 in the game. No, we have 7.92. That's right. 7.92 and 7.62. It doesn't really compare. So those 50 caliber machine guns can actually strafe the tops of Panzer IVs. And you can really, really put it to good use. Now, for me, personally, I'm not looking at racking up kills in my PV-2D. I'm looking at denying pushes to capture zones so that we win. If I take out an enemy tank's tracks, that's a bigger win for me than, I guess, killing someone on the C side. And there's someone on B, I missed the bombs, and yeah, I'm very out of practice with the Harpoon. I used to be really good, actually. I used to play this thing in AirRB, and I used to go and get 4 kills out of 4 bomb drops, and then I'd have the ones on the wings. So, it's one of those things. But yeah, this lineup is actually really good for completing the festive quests, and I managed to get through them in this particular match. And the fact that I had the Chaffee there to just, I guess, frag out like that, there's no comparison, really. There's no other light tank in the game that can deal that much damage at that tier. Sure, you've got the RU-251, but it's got Heat FS. You can't one-shot everything. And there are certain limitations to the RU-251, such as the reload rate, and the fact that you can't shoot through bushes or buildings. Whereas the M24 Chaffee, you can do both. You have about the same profile. You're a little bit of a tall tank in the Chaffee, but you have got certain bonuses that you can make work. It's a lot easier to get an 11 kill game in a Chaffee than it is in an RU-251. And being a light tank means you can zoom around and get capture zones, which is what you need for the tasks. And I think, if I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been really feeling like playing tanks lately. I've been feeling like playing my jets, feeling like playing my props, I guess. Mostly jets. But if you want to go in, get your tasks done, and then go back to jets, which is what I've been wanting to do for the past few days, the M24 Chaffee has such a good lineup behind it that it would almost be criminal not to use it. You've got that Corsair, and you've got the USMC one if you want to back it up. You've got certain vehicles that you can just absolutely spam out, and they're useful. They're actually genuinely useful. Not only that, but the M24 Chaffee, even without APCR, the regular one in the tree, can take on the T-34s, it can take on the KV-1s. You load your solid shot in its place. I believe you can get smoke, I'm not sure, but it doesn't really matter. You've got the smoke grenades, so you've got plenty of options to use in your Chaffee. You got your scouting mechanics, and if you work as a team and go to town with your team, then you can frag out and you can have a lot more fun and do a lot better a lot quicker. because you're scouting for each other, you're killing for each other, you're distracting enemies, flanking. And the Chaffee really facilitates that ability, just because of its combination of decent speed, decent gun, and decent rate of fire. It's one of those really, really nice things that I think a lot of people overlook about the Chaffee, because when they start the American tree like I did, they'll get to the Chaffee, realize that the armor is paper, and then they'll just go and play something else, which is exactly what I did. And I came back to the Chaffee because of the Thunder League Chaffee, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's one of those tanks that you can just take out and abuse. Almost like the Heinkel 100, almost like low-tier clubbing planes. This is one of the tanks that is a bit of a clubber at low tier, provided that you have a little bit of skill behind you. You can really make it work, and I think it's really balanced, actually. It's not terribly bad, it's not absolutely god tier amazing, but it certainly has really, really good sides to it. Sides that you can make work, and you can use to complete your festive events, do your battle tasks, wages even. The list is rather endless, There's just amazing things you can do, but one thing that you can't do is take your Corsair out and try and turn fight against Japanese planes. That's a little bit of a no-no, I think. I tried, and I got really close, but unfortunately, I can't push the plane any further. Yeah, so the rest of this match is pretty self-explanatory. I take a Sherman out, I frag out a little bit more, I do a little bit more work in my PV2D, and just as the match ends, I put myself back into my Sherman, and the match ends that way, and we win with a grand total of 15 kills over 3 or 4 spawns, which is not a bad result at all, to be honest. It's incredible, like the amount of damage that you can do in this lineup, and the fact that people overlook it so much is ridiculous. There's so much that you can do and so much fun to be had, let alone kills to be made, RP, Lions, whatever you want. You can grind out your T29 or your T34 in this, and you can use it to grind your events, which obviously, as I've said many times in this video already, is what I've done. And as you can see there on screen, the tasks are nice and done for the next couple of days. But yeah, I seriously hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're at 9,000 subscribers. Holy shit. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And the road to 10,000 subscribers is almost at an end. And from 10,000, we'll hopefully go to 20. And I really can't wait to see where the channel goes. So thank you very much for sticking with me, guys. I sincerely appreciate it. Anyway, ladies and gents, take care. And I'll catch you next time.